In a country where heroes tend to score goals, he is one of Canada's truest heroes. Please welcome Senator Roméo Dallaire.
CPAC recently joined the Honourable Senator Roméo Dallaire at a luncheon in Toronto, where he addressed the Empire Club of Canada and shared some ideas on conflict resolution and conflict prevention.
Conflicts like Syria are not conflicts where we got to go in and blast our way through it, as we did in Libya and left one significant problematic of insecurity in the region.
Some strong sentiments from Liberal Senator and retired General Roméo Dallaire.
But it is to be a far more sophisticated use of things like responsibility to protect, preventing mass atrocities of people, and getting in there and separating the forces early enough that you need a minimum of force.
He would know the dangers facing civilian populations caught up in these battles, and used as both instruments of war and as tools to gain power.
In Rwanda 20 years ago, the extremists moved over 4 million people, both internally displaced and refugeed, in order to sustain a power base that, if negotiations would have happened, they would have been able to negotiate with about half of the population under their control. They literally moved 4 million people. They also slaughtered nearly 1 million in doing it. And that's all in 100 days.
The internationally renowned humanitarian and author's harrowing experiences between 1993 and 1994's Lieutenant General, leading the ill-fated UN peacekeeping force in Rwanda and trying to stop the genocide there, are well documented.
At the same time that I couldn't keep 450 troops in the field and fighting to keep them in the field in the midst of that genocide, we poured 67,000 in ex-Yugoslavia. So why can't we pour 67,000 in Syria? If we need that many as a separation force, so that with a ceasefire we're able to negotiate, stop the bloodletting, protect the civilians, and ultimately throw the right people in jail through the International Criminal Court.
He talks about some of the challenges.
That requires a lot of statesmanship, and I would argue there's quite a dearth of that right now. A lot of political managing, but not much statesmanship to take risks, be innovative, be even humble, and be able to move the international community.
U.S. Consul General Jim DICKMEYER weighed in on the issue.
Because it is a world problem. The problem we have on that is, as the General pointed out, we have no template how the world agrees to handle these. They're all kind of individual, and we're debating them as people are dying. And so it makes it very difficult.
When the civilian population now in these civil wars, they're no more just on the sidelines, you know. They are actually the prizes of war, but they're also the targets of war. I believe the approach is that we deploy separation forces under peace agreements or even truces that we can nurture from and through the Security Council and the UN. And that is achievable.
Dallaire says he's working on his third book, this one on a new framework of dealing with conflicts and aimed at preventing them from becoming catastrophic.
I'm articulating that we need a new framework, a new lexicon of tools that are not the classic diplomatic and development and defense and foreign affairs. We need a new integrated tool that is not yet out there. We're dabbling at it, but we haven't broken the code.
In addition to his insights on conflict resolution and prevention, Dallaire will continue his global campaign to end the use of child soldiers, as well as to bring attention to the trauma faced by wounded warriors and the impact it has on their families.
The ultimate aim that I'm working for is to prevent these things from happening in the first place.
Reporting from Toronto, Ontario, I'm Heather Seaman.